But yeah, it's decent. And Fr0zen's gonna be playing the oh jeez.
Yeah, Kazakhstan. It's the Malygos version of Kazakhstan Druid.
Yeah, Fr0zen's gonna be playing Druid. Oh, Fr0zen's nodding. We haven't even seen the mulligan yet, but when Fr0zen sits up in his seat and nods like that, you know it's the juice. It's a bloom, it's a guff. Close enough.
Yep. No Mutanus in this deck, so he can't kill his own Mutanus this game. Just want that to be clear to everybody right now, after he killed them yesterday. GamerRvg has the exact hand you always get with this. Nothing to do.
Gosh, that's my dream.
There's only like 20 cards you can play on turn 2 in this deck, but just seems to happen a lot.
Yeah.
In the sample size of like 4 streamed games. That's a Lightning Bloom with a Guff in hand.
GamerRvg not playing the quest. I mean, it's 0, so you can play it at any time.
Right.
But I've just never seen that before. Like, even if it gets discounted by a Blackwater Cutlass, I've just never seen it before. What's the... There's got to be an upside. There's got to be.
Extra card in your hand. So on ladder, there's definitely an upside because your opponent doesn't know what deck you're playing 100%. But here...
If there is, someone will tell me. I'm done trying to figure it out.
Right. Swindle. There you go.
Ah, Swindle. Okay. There you go.
Easy. Solved.
I've seen it before. I knew there was something. I knew it. I didn't dismiss it. But yeah, holding on to it for in case of to activate Swindle. Small things. It's the little things. Thanks, Neil. This is why we keep you around.
Well, yeah, because once per broadcast, I get something right. Like, this is going to be a guff on turn 2. Welcome to Grandmasters, GamerRvg. Welcome to Grandmasters.
Sometimes you just get guffed.
Smells like breakfast.
Okay. This is going to get messy.
Is it me?
You just don't want it, do you?
I don't think you want it.
It's going to dilute your deck full of complete guff cards.
Oh, man.
You do want that.
That is brutes magoots, man.
Oh, he's got to dodge all the nonsense that he's going to be drawing in his deck now.
Yeah. I think you just play it a 4/4 here, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
So, GamerRvg appears to be playing from underneath a loft.
Okay, yeah.
Or underneath a bunk bed where the bed on the bottom has been removed, which I actually had for like the majority of my life, which is kind of crazy. I was never allowed to put my computer under there.
Why not?
I don't know. An arbitrary rule created by my parents that my computer could not be underneath my bed. It still was allowed to be in my room, just couldn't be underneath my bed.
So this could be the top bunk where Fled lives.
No, because you can't see the ladder.
Okay.
It could also be some type of loft. It may not be a bunk bed.
It looks more like a loft, but I sort of like to imagine all the players living in the same building, and if Fled was the player below, that ladder would go down to Fled, and he'd be able to see Fled's ladder going up, and it would look like they're in the same room. It'd be really cool.
And then Fr0zen, it's just, you can't even tell. It's just a green screen. Like, his camera's super close. He could be anywhere in that house that has enough space to fit a green screen behind him.
He's under, like, Fled's bunk. He's just there. Like, squashed.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, he's taking a lot of damage, but he has got the Snowing Ward.
Yeah, however, It's only 8 armor, and the minion could be pretty unimpactful.
This must be the way.
We see this a lot. The druid tries to get to 10, gets to 9, and struggles. But he has got a large health total here. The Luna's going to help. He should be able to just use the hero power to 10 and then raid boss next turn. Might get something from the pouch to pick off a minion.
This must be the way.
Ooh, that's actually tough. Bloom allows for more stuff to be fit in. I don't think you need the bloom though, right?
I don't think so. I think, yeah.
You're gonna have 10. So studies then?
Yeah. Try and find something that helps you right now. Yeah, he's got rid of most of the damage. That's all he had to do for now.
Another solar. Sure, why not?
I was talking about playing Onyxia next turn, but solar into ward is probably your starting point, depending how much more you're facing.
Yeah.
I can't just sit here. Stormwind.
Okay, you're facing a lot more suddenly. So how much damage would be available with a Battle Master?
Well, how much damage is available without a Battle Master?
That's also a good question.
20 damage available without a Battle Master. If like everything sticks and Fr0zen literally gains no armor, which is impossible no matter what he does this turn.
You have to ward. Could do with good things.
Nope. Those aren't good. Well, Brass Ring's kind of good, but it doesn't kill anything. Oh, wait. He could have pounced if he wanted to gain 4 health.
Yeah.
Wait, is it honorable kill or is it just kill?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up right now.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's fine.
It's honorable kill.
I think
Okay,
yeah,
wouldn't gain
that was
4
my
health.
guess.
Yeah.
It was a guess.
Yeah, let's look.
Thank you.
What?
Luminous Geode. After a friendly minion is healed, give it +2 attack. Is that from the next
What?
set that's coming up, or what? What card's that?
How did that happen?
Luminous Geode.
All
There
right,
we go.
there we go. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. My bad. Don't trust
me
me
some-
with buttons, that's for sure.
I'll trust you with geodes.
You can trust me with anything else, just not buttons.
Meanwhile, Fr0zen struggling now for obvious reasons. It's another ward. He can solo
Aaron
ward again. Yeah.
Yep.
GamerRvg's feeling this. You know, I was talking about Leandro Leo and his how calm he seemed. GamerRvg is feeling this.
Ooh. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, they're the 8s he needed.
All right, GamerRvg now is in a position where it needs like something really good from this mole. The passage out of assassins, so gonna look for probably informants, just big things. What? The scale of Onyxia. Oh, could attack with the scabs and then shadow step it. Like scale, then attack with the scab, shadow step.
Okay.
I guess
loads of stuff.
What's in here first?
Yep. All of those things.
I can't just sit here.
Yeah.
Stormwind needs me.
Probably gonna have to Fizz Flash. Did I get it correct? Oh, that's correct. Fizz Flash. Oh yeah.
I'm still stuck in the days of making those up. I struggle to learn all the names in the cards in the set, let alone the side cards.
They're gizmos. We got Noggin Fog Generator. We got an Undercover Mole. We got a Hidden Gyro Blade, a Fizz Flash Distractor, and a Spyomatic. Bada bing, bada boom.
Hold on, TJ. You win today's edition of Name That Gizmo. You should be proud. No. Fr0zen. None of these seem to be... I mean, obviously Ward can be enough, but... Ugh. Actually, can it even?
Think of
Through Battlemaster, it's 20. Back to Wicked Sab, 24. I mean, yeah, certainly enough.
Just
Ramp, okay.
guess some weights. And just the Ward.
Yep.
Reinforcements.
40 armor being gained so far this game.
Doing well.
Shadow Step again.
Wow.
Care to make a wager, friend?
Best way to even do this. Start off by looking for Battlemaster seems good. I mean, what's wrong with Shadow Stepping again if you just plop all the other stuff out there?
It's just, you might not have enough mana to plop all that stuff out there. So you need 3 mana for the scabs. So how much could you spend? I guess a lot of these, like you can spend the 3/1 costs.
Yeah.
You know 2 of the cards in the hand. You know Brasswing and Devour, but you don't know the others. I don't know if you want to give him Kazakhstan at this point. Maybe you're okay with that being played because you're trying to set up for a 2-turn lethal. It's going to Shadow Step the SI7 agent.
This guy's toast.
Okay.
Oh, nope, never mind. Does it mean a hold on the scabs? No, okay.
$15 mana,
This is the juiciest Onyxia ever.
isn't it?
Or a scale of Onyxia.
Yeah. Slightly less exciting, but probably more accurate.
Wants the honorable kill.
Yep.
The game
That's
held.
nice.
But honestly, like, from this point, GamerRvg just doesn't have any reach left.
Fr0zen's still on 32. He's taken like 6 million damage this game.
Yeah, this has been ridiculous.
Stottle used the phrase earlier in a different matchup, and I feel the same way here. It's like the Rogue did surprisingly well to hold in there as long as it did and look threatening, but it still just didn't win. But he did it in a complementary fashion to the Rogue.
There is still a bunch of random garbage in GamerRvg's deck, but random garbage is not going to get you the win at this point against Ram Druid. So Fr0zen takes a victory. I would have expected that to be a much faster victory with how the opening of the game went, being able to get that guff out so early, get the mana ramp right away, and start hitting things. But it's always that transition phase, right? Hitting the ramp, but then transitioning to like gaining control of the board in the game is the tough part. And Fr0zen was able to find some really good tools to make that happen with 2 rounds of Solar Eclipse plus Cenarian Ward and some decent ones to boot, with Alec here being able to take some stuff off the board. And now 1-0 up. in the series.
Yeah, and he'll be glad to get that Druid out of there as well. It's weird, Druid's so powerful that it's weird to be associated with getting it out of there, but there's always that fear it's just going to do the anti-Druid thing where it just draws nothing or draws all the high end or something bad happens. Doesn't happen that often, but you just don't want it on your mind, it's out of there. And he's left with his Handlock and his Fell, which his Warrior has been banned.
Warrior banned away.
It is Handlock. No big lock, just Handlock.
Yep, which is interesting. You know, most of the warlocks that we've seen so far this week have been the big hoot variation of the warlock. Not many handlocks being thrown in there, but obviously he's getting the job done for Fr0zen, making it to this point in the quarterfinals. So, cool techs in there. I don't even consider Showstopper a tech anymore. That's pretty poor. Mutinous though, maybe like a 50-50. It's completely meta dependent, but it ended up being a good read, I think. Got so much use out of it in the decider matches yesterday.
How do you feel about the Showstopper? Because if you're going to use the Shaman argument, I'm going to argue back, but how do you feel about it not counting that Shaman exists?
It's a 3-2.
Yeah, okay.
3-2s are good.
Sure. That argument's better. I like it. I like it better than what most people tell me. Thank you. I can go with that. All right. Better hand for GamerRvg this time around. And yeah, Fr0zen will be happy too, because you're guaranteed to get the quest in your opening hand, and he's got it.
Well, all right. Glad that that's analysis is out of the way. I mean, why does everybody have the quest in their opening hand? This is unbelievable.
Nailing it today, I am.
Yeah. But yeah, you can gain a ton of tempo with all the big stuff that happens with fizz flashes, with assassins. It can really get awkward for your opponents very quickly.
Yeah. Okay, Fr0zen. I've always struggled since the dawn of Hearthstone with analysing how Handlock is doing, because they do so badly at the start of games because all their cards are expensive. That's kind of the point. And then the comeback is so fast.
Since the dawn of Hearthstone. I guess
it's always been a deck,
though. Because, yeah, it's always been... it actually hasn't always been a deck. At the very beginning of Hearthstone, it wasn't a deck.
But very soon after the beginning of Hearthstone.
Very soon after it was, yeah.
Beginning of competitive Hearthstone, I think it was a deck.
Yeah. No deck that played minions could exist when Freeze Mage existed pre-nerf.
What were the nerfs? The original Freeze Mage nerfs?
I mean, Blizzard cost 5, Frost Nova cost 2, Pyroblast cost 8.
That seems good.
Yeah.
I like that meta. Let's do that.
Yeah. Oh! Okay. GamerRvg has got the fancy plays, and I like it.
Yep.
I guess Blackwater Cup saying trade on one and hitting quests and then holding it for Tinture in case you draw Swindle is not like that fancy. It's probably fancy to me because, you know, I'm so simple-minded when it comes to Hearthstone. But the extortion on the Fate. Whoa!
Yeah, we don't need mutinuses around here to shoot our own minions. We shoot anything.
This is quadruple fancy.
Quadruple? There must be a word for that. If you're quadruple fancy, what are you? You're like...
Quancy.
Yeah. Yeah. Quancy player.
Here for the tour?
Obviously, I never miss.
All right. Ugh. Well,
not lining up how he would like.
No. This is not. You can't really afford to play the assassin for tempo, can you? Yeah, it's just got to be a dagger up.
Yeah, there's too much stuff you need to kill to go tempoing those out.
Yeah.
It's a one-way ticket to Loseville.
Yeah.
And you don't want that ticket. It might sound like it's free and you can do with it what you like, but no one wants the ticket to Loseville.
Loseville does have some great restaurants, but
yeah,
parking is a nightmare.
Oh yeah, I mean it's full, the place. Absolutely jammed full. Of my cars. Fr0zen can afford it.
Every time you get a ticket to Loseville, you bring a car, and every time you bring a separate car?
Yeah, because I lose it.
What you're implying?
I lose the car each time I go.
So you have to
buy another car.
I mean, you're essentially getting 2 tickets to Loseville. One from losing the game of Hearthstone, and then a second one from taking your ticket to Loseville and then losing your car in it, and then having to buy a new car.
But then I get a message saying, hey, we heard you had a bad time in Loseville. Contact this person, and they'll get you back to Loseville to get your car back.
And then turns out it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I lose another car, but undeterred, I give it another go.
Just keep hitting that play button, you know? Respect.
Yep. Off we go to Loseville. So many cars, and that's why the parking's a nightmare.
As they say, perseverance is the key. The key thing. Perseverance is the key thing. That's right. That's what they say.
Worst analogy stream ever today. or allegories or anecdotes or whatever they all are. Idioms.
Don't call me an idiot.
I'm sorry.
All right, so...
You stole my joke. I understand now.
GamerRvg can kill both of these. It would require a Wicked Stab.
Yep.
Or it can go Informant plus Assassin and leave up the Knoll. We're coming up on a Mutinous turn, however. And yep.
12 cards left, so you do have to worry about the Mutinous.
So in that case, I kind of like the Wicked Stab Assassin play, because then you get Scabs in hand, but you're kind of wide with 3 minions. And you're going to be waiting a long time if you say to yourself, I'm going to wait to play Scabs.
Yeah, I can buy into that.
Oh, no. Okay, no, this is better because if Fr0zen wants to play Mutinous, you just say, well, then you're dead.
Yeah. That's why I can buy into it.
Yeah. So forget everything I said.
I think your way works.
You hold the Wicked Stab for damage. Fr0zen at 11.
I think your way works the same way, honestly. It's different, but I think it had the same outcome, which is why I said I liked it. All right. Fr0zen has just forgotten to draw his bristlebacks.
That was a free tap. A tippity tap.
Tippity tap.
And there's the tap. Drain Soul is, it's something.
Yep.
That's 5 damage taken so far this turn. Raised head for a clean 8. Play another Anetheron, perhaps? Nope. Ooh, double swing. Double swinger?
That's one heck of a raise.
All right, Flesh Giant? Cold Neophyte?
Uh-huh.
Trade Tour Guide? Man, why did Handlock ever go away?
Because it had no cards. Oh no, because Keleseth existed. I remember now.
Keleseth?
You played Warlock. Why would you play Handlock when you can play all of your 5/5s on turn 1 or whatever it was? You played Zoo.
I'm talking about right now.
It didn't go away. Where do you think it went?
Like in this current metagame.
Yeah.
Like in the previous metagame prior to Onyxia's Lair, Handlock was actually being played a good amount.
Okay, I thought it still is, but I guess you're right. There's more owls than hands, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, barely even shows up. There's like tens of thousands of games of Owl Warlock. There's only hundreds of games of Handlock. And every time I see it, it looks better.
So, the thing... Yeah, okay. So next week we're going to see all handlocks.
Right. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. I need to calm down a little.
Any way of doing this?
Smackdown. What, any way of lethal? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, if you could kill the 1/1, it's lethal, right? But he can't. Because you go face with all three, play the Battle Master, and then kill off the 1/1. No, then go face, yeah, then go face with the 1/1 again, then kill the 1/1, and then go face with the 2/1 again. But he can't kill it without killing the 2/1 in the process, which is awkward, to say the least.
Yeah, well, can't kill it. Yeah, I don't know.
He tapped there for any card that would kill his own 1/1, so he could get lethal.
Which, this is correct.
Oh, he had a few outs.
Bristleback is not an out.
Yeah.
Because not enough mana. So it would have been just Drain Soul and 2 touches.
Okay.
Which is 3 cards out of, was it 10, 9? Not
9.
like, yeah, not like that insane, but does have to fully trade here, and I still think it's just a victory. I just don't think there's anything that GamerRvg can do. Basically had to hope that Fr0zen couldn't kill there and didn't really have any follow-up threats, or Fr0zen decided to mutinous, which was the play that I suggested. So now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't suggest it. I said he could. I said it as an option. Let me backtrack a little bit here.
Okay.
That's it. Not gonna talk about it anymore. I don't want to draw attention to it. Golden Neophyte also making this incredibly difficult. Actually, he played a Wicked Stab up until that point, because it could have been lethal.
Wait. Yes. Yes, it could.
I can't just sit here.
Oof. Excuse me. All right. What's his plan? Because I don't see it. But then I know about the Battle Master, which is making it much easier to understand what's going on. It's so hard to unsee the Battle Master.
Yep. I mean, is he even 11? There's 8, 9, 10 damage on board. Oh my gosh. Alive at 1. But Battle Master will do it, and I'll be Fr0zen moving up to 2-0 in the series. A nice play. The fanciness from RVG in the very beginning of the game to accelerate the quest progression did put him in quite a good spot, right? He had scabs in hand with a massive board, but just the swing of raise dead, slinger was able to pull him back and build a massive board on the same turn that he was able to kill GamerRvg's massive board. Which is...
Yeah, double slinger was absolutely silly on that turn. And now he's down to the second most important deck of the week with the Fel DH. Obviously, best mage is the best deck of the week.
Yeah.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah, but you said it anyway.
I mean, that's my shtick, right? That's just what I do. Goes without saying, say it anyway, just in case. Fr0zen looking incredibly good this week so far.
Yeah, it's been really impressive.
Back to his normal combo-y calculating self, I think.
Yeah, yesterday would have been an even more, like, he would have won even harder if the talented Arcanist with Jace hadn't had exactly Fel Barrage first, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's like the only thing. It would have been a 3-1 or a 3-0, most likely. So now, it goes without saying, Fel Demon Hunter is the last deck remaining for Fr0zen.
1 double jump, 2 studies. There you go. That's the deck list explained, because all the rest is absolutely standard. So is that. But we have seen some people take the bold, brave, and calculated move of going for 1 studies and 2 double jump.
Yeah, they kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Yep.
Like, they're both there to be like, I need glide. They're both I need a glide button. Double jump, 50-50 to get a glide in a lot of circumstances. Sometimes better, sometimes worse. Illidari studies. A little less than 50-50 to get a glide, but close.
Yep. So it's just about personal taste, almost personal taste. I don't mean it's just about. I mean it's just about. Said at a different cadence, personal taste.
Illidari studies can sometimes get you an X factor card. Whereas double jump can sometimes be fit in early on with quest completion, just to give you that one extra piece of oomph. You know, that one extra draw to get you over. So
there's the double jump.
It feels similar in a lot of ways.
He's had them both, so it doesn't matter. I'm trying to say anything other than the words foxy swindle, because that goes without saying. Here it is. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, just...
Wow. Wow.
That's it. All I got. That's it. That's me done. All right, Fr0zen.
I think that goes without saying. You know?
It definitely goes without saying, TJ.
See? I need a glide. Boom.
It's an awkward place, though.
He made
So's that one.
Self glide.
Yeah. I don't know. I always like to glide my opponents because it annoys them.
Sometimes it gives them more cards.
I mean, it's been known. Absolutely. Fr0zen just planning where he wants to go with these glides.
Smells like breakfast.
All right, loot hoarder. Didn't even know that still existed.
Ooh. If there is a glide, do you want to protect your loot hoarder? Trading is weird. Nah, I want 3 damage.
I'm struggling this game. Studies. Into glide. Glide. Just glide it all away and start again so I can start commentating again. Thanks.
Job's done.
There we go. Reduce some cards. Get some power. And all the same cards are coming back. The exact same hand is coming back. Here it comes. 5-mana Kurtrus, that'll turn the game around somewhat,
Wait.
TJ.
What? That's 3 out of 4 of the same cards.
Yeah.
3 out of 5.
I knew the second I said I need him to get a new hand so I can start commentating on something because I can't think about this hand, he would get all the same cards back. It was always happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite surprising, even though I expected it. But now he does have the Kurtrus on curve. Big deal in terms of getting the board back.
There are only 2 4s.
That's good enough, though, I think.
Sure.
Combo in hand to some degree, so anytime a non-stealth thing is left up in a couple of turns' time would be an accident.
A stippity step. Stippity then you step. You can play it on the smuggler. Pretty big board. Awkward that the extortion can't be played here. Could also just secret passage. But I think you want to play this step. And this is going to be a 5? Because it was a 2 last time. And then Informant was played, and then Smuggler. So it's going to be a 4, sorry. Whoa!
Okay, then.
Big!
Oot.
Fury? I don't know.
So that's a massive deal, obviously, because now Arcanist Aura. More awkward, but Fury, like you called, turned up to play.
Yep. Fr0zen's just biding his time, though.
Yeah.
Turn 8 is just a win.
Yeah. Well, it's a win as long as he doesn't need the Magtheridon to do it, right? Because Rogue can stealth up a bit more, but...
Yeah, but there's no SI cards in hand except for the extortion. It's not even a target. I guess you get Spy-O-Matic, but...
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That'd be a secret passage, and there's still going to be another turn. And then these SI cards have health also.
Smells like breakfast.
Right. What's in the smuggler?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That is actually...
5, 6, 7. That requires an answer, and there is an answer, but no.
Unload the Wicked Stab here?
So,
Yeah.
just use your mana.
Because on the other side, GamerRvg actually has the extortion. So this, was it Frenzy Raider? Something like that? Is 10 damage. Potentially. Especially if this draw is dead from Fr0zen, which it is.
Okay.
GamerRvg needs 3 points of damage.
Yeah, and he's also in a position where in some worlds he doesn't die to Fr0zen.
I don't think there's any worlds where he doesn't die to where Fr0zen doesn't kill him next turn if he's not dead right now. Because he's pushing 5 this turn. Oh, or not.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I wasn't sure. All right, so yeah, now...
What's the Scab's completion? Because this is guaranteed lethal if SI7 Extortion is the last SI card needed.
Going for it very quickly, so presumably it's there.
Because I get the weapon. Yep, it's Scabs. All right, it's lethal. Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Nicely done. Nicely
GamerRvg.
done.
First GM broadcast win, done nicely. Clearly feeling the pressure there from Fr0zen, but turn 7 victory. Questro gets it done. And the Fel just couldn't quite get rolling. Drew the combo, which you kind of don't want that early, obviously. The same with any combo. But nicely worked out there from GamerRvg.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. And all right, the Quest Rogue is out of the way. We've seen this happen so many times. Like on Europe, it happened like twice earlier, didn't it? Where the player with Quest Rogue just like lost with Quest Rogue, finally snuck through a win, and then just blasted with their other 2 decks. We'll see if that's going to be the case here at the very best, I guess, or worst, whatever way you want to look at it. It's going to come down to a mirror match, and it is a true mirror match, card for card. Demon Hunters.
And we understand that matchup so well. We proved that yesterday. We really cutting edge understanding.
It's like
of the Fel DH mirror match of absolutely what's going on.
Yeah, it's like you gotta play Magtheridon early or to win. Yeah. You have to play Magtheridon like on 4 or never.
Or on 5 after your opponent's played it on 4. To kill their Magtheridon. Sure. That was the sticking point, wasn't it? It's like if you rush your Magtheridon and they counter Magtheridon you.
Yeah. Because neither player like has enough just raw damage in the deck without boards being generated to kill the other because of all the healing that exists. So what ends up happening is both players have enough time to complete quest, get Kurtrus, reshuffle their deck with Glide, and draw Expendable Performers, Felfire, Deadeye, and Magtheridon on the same turn to be able to close out the game because you give your opponent manage to attack into with Expendable Performers and reset your hero power. And then in the middle, they're just hitting each other with spells and gliding a million times.
Yep. So let's see how we can learn as we go. I want someone to draw Magtheridon to see what the plan is. If I want them both to draw Magtheridon to see what the counter plan is. But if nobody draws Magtheridon, or gets to the point where they draw it so late they don't want to play it, there it is! Maggers!
In it.
He's there, in it.
That's my one. And I said it, I just said a British word with an American accent, so it's fine.
Yeah, I tried to highlight it to grass you
It
up.
doesn't count against me.
You're good, you're good.
It doesn't count as my one.
Skull or Stelina are the 2 real options here. Stelina would be, like, not used for a long time. Skull would be used pretty soon. Actually, the Skull might just live in the deck when you get glided. Just daring him to try and pick him off, and then he'll have a Skull in his deck. I'm going to laugh a lot during this game because it's just going to be 2 people with some cards looking at each other. Don't glide me. I'm going to play cards so you don't do that, but not really.
If you think about it, it's so weird. Multiplayer's like, what if they have Glide? I need to dump cards. I'm going to waste these cards. And then eventually, you have to draw cards, and then you get glid anyway.
Yep.
And then you just don't have the cards that you played to play around the card that you knew was going to happen anyway.
And then you draw your card draw and go, haha, I've recovered from the glide. And they do it again.
And then you have to glide.
After they've recovered. And then you glide them. And you do it again. Right, Magtheridon time.
Ooh. However, this is a big however. Need for Greed is glowing yellow.
It really is golden in every respect.
I've come to learn in this day and age in Hearthstone that it usually means it's pretty good.
Even I can see the glow on the cards these days. I'm sure they've highlighted it better. I never used to say, why don't you play the yellow card? And I just wouldn't understand it. But now I can see it glowing beautifully.
I've got the need. Need for tweet. And now GamerRvg is sure that Glide is going to be there. So he's thinking about dumping something. It would have to be Talented Arcanist. Is the only thing that doesn't replace itself. But then the continuous, the infinite loop continues, right? Like
Glide loop.
And then we get back to square one, and you just tell yourself, well, just don't play around Glide. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom.
So many cards. There it is. Gonna coin it out to get rid of your hand. I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to barrage first to get that out of everything? See, Fr0zen has got all of his needs and a skull left, whereas GamerRvg has used a need for greed. So, in the tiniest way, this does favor Fr0zen.
I'll take your word for it.
Because he's got more card draw to recover with it from.
Sure.
I don't think it's a huge edge, but there's 3 big card draw cards versus 1, so I'll take that.
Whoa. This is just all the damage.
Yeah, but Fr0zen's got all the healing. They both have.
Weird matchup.
Okay. Gotta thin the deck down to the things you want, which is Fr0zen and combo. And we're at the point where the Fr0zen ship may have sailed. Because you can get instant counter Fr0zen.
Yeah, insta counter Therodon or insta like anything. Like Arcanist,
Yeah.
Felbrage, something. I guess it's a very specific combo. That's not anything, right? But
I mean, that's this deck. It's, apart from the actual thing that sometimes wins you the game, the 3-card combo with Fr0zen and Expendables, the whole deck is a load of 3-card combos that aren't really anything.
yeah, until they are something, and then you win, or you've lost. All right, needs a dumpable card here. Doesn't find a dumpable card. I mean, may not need a dumpable card. Actually, could just go Arcanist, Felbrage, Fury, Smack, and then Glide is an outcast position. That pushes 8 plus 8. Pushes 16 points of damage.
He would have 2 cards left. Of course, it's in outcast position.
Well, there could be a draw off the top, and it could be on the right side, you know, but it'd be on the left side.
Yes, it'd be in the best
It's going to
outcast position.
self-glide, however.
You'd get the Jace for what looks like a lot of damage.
But hasn't cast any Felbrages.
Fr0zen, on the other hand, has got 3 Spectrals.
Yikes.
You even do.
Like there? Whoa, okay.
I guess he's just seen a lot of stuff get played, so maybe feels a bit
He
more...
just wants to glide. That's all he wants. Okay, never mind.
That's all anybody wants.
That's all anybody ever.
His hand! It's a glide and 3 outcastable spectral sites. Except they wouldn't be, because the right-hand side would fill up so quickly. You'd never get there. Okay, so he's challenging GamerRvg to repeat that. He knows he's got 4 effectively random cards in his hand, so that should not be repeatable. This is likely to get in for 12 a lot of the time. But there is the Arcanist Fel Barrage available into another Fel Barrage.
Yeah, it is a clear. That's exactly the 3-card combo that I said. What the hell?
Uh-huh. He was listening and he worked it out. Well done, TJ.
Yeah.
You got there.
Might as well start with a trade on the Viper, just in case, you know. Or you can play it. Actually,
Yeah, I think that's the decision.
That's a 4 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana. Then you could push 1.
But if you play it, you're down to a Jace and however many Chaos Strikes you've played, and that's it.
So I think GamerRvg should have the advantage here. Because now we're going to get in this weird situation where neither player can kill each other, but GamerRvg still has access to Magtheridon to put minions on Fr0zen's side of the board to actually get the job done with Felfire Deadeye.
Yes.
Fr0zen also
right.
can't play Glide. Whoa, dude.
How's your brain?
Look at this hand. Just, yeah.
So you can draw as many cards as you like, but not how you like.
He just wants to be able to play Kirchhoff's this turn. All right.
Uh-huh.
Fine.
Fine. It's good.
What about second Kirchhoff?
So
Here's my one. The other one didn't count. That one counted.
how does so we know how GamerRvg wins because he still has combo intact. How does Fr0zen win?
I don't think he does.
In the world where you learned from me that Fr0zen won this game, your camera freezes, the microphone cuts out, you just leave, and you come back, you say, who won? And I say, Fr0zen won. So what happened in that situation?
He got all of his burn spells next turn, and then Jace the next turn.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I still don't think that's 31.
It's got to be, that's his only way to win now, though, right? So GamerRvg has just basically got to don't die and wait for combo.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, he does need to get his Kurtus down.
Yeah. Yeah, I like from at this point for Fr0zen, I don't even think you can afford to cast these Furies at rank 2.
You want to be a rank 3 gamer?
Yeah, that's how dire of a situation it is.
You might be right.
Maybe I'm missing something.
I mean, I have missed things with this deck multiple times, but I feel like it is just a Jace win here for Fr0zen, but he may not even get the Jace win because GamerRvg's got the Jace win first. You can tell from the fist pump.
Yeah, 2 Furies, 2 Chaos Strikes, 2 Fel Barrages. That's 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 4 is 18.
Gets back into 2 apiece.
Plus hero power, a little bit of extra. All right. Even from that point, though, I don't think Fr0zen can like fully get there. To be clear, even if he hadn't lost on that turn, he was able to gain life or something along those lines. As soon as his As soon as his Magtheridon was dealt with, it's like, well, once you get into that weird situation where there's parity on both sides, you're just kind of smacking each other with hero powers and drawing cards and whatnot. you're just never going to be given anything to attack into, and the Jace would have to be fully juiced, and GamerRvg would have to have no healing in order for that to be to like exist.
Yeah.
Now, so still don't understand. Like I still don't know.
Next week, TJ, when we get all these mirrors, I am going to play 1 million games of these mirrors in private, in hiding next week.
Like I've played.
Thought I had
a good amount of these mirrors.
Same.
The game ends like that more times than you would expect, where you just burn, and then Jace, and then your opponent just accidentally dies, kind of thing. Like there's so many oops, lethal kind of situations.
I mean, that's why Fr0zen did what he did.
I say that they're not deliberate, but you'd expect that deck with so many variations of win conditions to be able to find something more cohesive than just slam, burn, Jace, right?
Yeah, I mean, Fr0zen has every chance of doing 12 points of damage with Fr0zen. If that hits, then all the stuff you've just said makes so much more sense about Fells into Jaces.
Yeah.
Just one lot of 12 once. It either forces RVG to weapon up and start burning tier 2 Furies and stuff into just healing. And then the whole game is different because then Fr0zen's on the front foot again. But because it died because of the double barrage into exactly 12, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
at
that point, it could have also been just Kurtrus, because they were the minions were big enough to kill a Magtheridon. So it could have just died to Kurtrus as well.
Yes. Yeah.
There were a couple different things. But alas, 'tis time to move on. Burn Shaman versus Quest Fell Demon Hunter.
Yep. Again, I feel the Demon Hunter has slightly the best of this, but I think the smart people say it's about 50-50, so we'll go with that. The reason I think it's slightly favoured for the Demon Hunter is everything they do helps them, whereas sometimes the Shaman's just sitting around doing nothing. Soon changes, though. A Cavern doesn't have to be a particularly fast one, and I think the Shaman has a lot more going on. Just forcing the Demon Hunter to recursively clear.
Yep.
Oh. What do you like here, TJ? I'm just not a Phoenix gamer enough to want to say the words. Yeah? You're a Phoenix gamer?
Yep.
All right.
The good old IPP, man. Gotta give me some of those IPPs.
I can't work this out.
Imprison Phoenix
points.
No, the
powers.
Imprisoned. It's like if you separated imprisoned into two words.
Oh, it's the like implosion. The card of which we never speak.
That's so weird. Look at the words like imprisoned and impossible. In the word imprisoned, it means the same thing as prisoned, because prisoned isn't even a word.
So we could actually just make those words shorter.
Impossible means the exact opposite of possible.
So imprisoned should mean you're not in prison. Interesting. I never thought of that.
Wait,
we're onto something here, TJ.
Wait, prisoned is actually a word, and it means the exact same thing as imprisoned.
What? Why would you pick those two words to mean the same thing? That's like picking enter and exit to mean the same thing. You just walk into people all day. I doubt you have that problem in prison, but you know what I mean. Fr0zen not very good in this matchup because it gets Fr0zen a gajillion at times, which is so many times. Have a quick look at the build.
I need to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, you investigate. That's more important, this Hearthstone. You investigate that. I'll check. There are 2 wind chills in the deck and no Dungeoneer people, so plenty of chances to freeze Mythodons, so we won't see the Mythodon played until it's a win condition. Fair enough. Fr0zen just drawing through the deck, which is what you do. And Glide becomes so mega powerful here because the Shaman, what it likes to do is save up all this damage and then just launch it all at once. And Glide completely prevents that from happening. So impossible does mean the opposite of possible, right? He's gone. He's thesaurused himself to death.
Okay,
We lost TJ.
I quit. I'm sorry I couldn't find context. I'm really sorry, but I don't have time to delve into this.
If only there was another cast sometime
Spectacular
soon.
issue. There is a difference, but I had not learned enough to be able to coherently explain the difference on the broadcast. It has to do with like the origin word. Like you can be prisoned in places that you can't be imprisoned, or other way around.
By the way, you can be imprisoned in an icy cave held by a warlock.
You can also be prisoned.
But it's not an actual, but only if it's a prison.
No, not if it's a prison, because the noun prison is any restrictive environment, such as a
Nice cave,
school or home, but it just says such as. It's any restrictive environment, anything restrictive. I guess you could technically be imprisoned in something that's not a restrictive environment.
like a cornfield.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. There's the difference.
So there's so much nuance that I need to get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
We need to
Meanwhile,
start doing maths.
Well, the maths really is all about, can Fr0zen get rid of all this stuff on the right hand side of his hand to glide the maths away? You know, like when you have a test at school and you don't want to do it, you just glide the maths away. You just don't do it.
You fold the paper with the maths on it into a paper airplane and foo.
Yep, it just glides away. No more maths. Or math. Sorry, I'm forgetting my place.
Us Americans never forget that.
That eliminated. I mean, you do. You forget the S every time. That eliminated all the board.
Yeah, and now we've encountered a problem. GamerRvg.
Yes.
There's just not much going on, you know. You don't even get to choose.
This is horrible.
You don't even get to choose.
I think
The bird
slide
chooses.
here. The bird chooses. I mean, I rely on that bird. It's better at Hearthstone than I am, so that's fine. I think you landslide here, just get it out your hand. Obviously, he's tempted to totem because he has totem card.
Oh. Wow. Bolt, sure.
Cavern just appears.
These are 5/4s. Fr0zen has done a good job.
Yeah.
Those attacks that will take out both these things, and now GamerRvg has to start freezing and worry about the board. I guess landslide.
Yeah, Zappa landslide does it, but getting rid of that bird has made the freeze route to victory a lot tougher.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to.
Well,
Not even a zapper landslide. This is just landslide.
Yep. Slide the land, totem the totem.
Tippity the tap.
Tippity the tap.
Stippity the step.
The amount of time we spend on this stream worrying about how words should work, and then we just ignore all our own knowledge anyway, and talk about tippity-tapping and stippity-steppeting.
Yep.
Quite silly, really.
Ooh, talented Arcanist picked up, which means Mactherodon, talented Arcanist, blow up the warders, blow up the board, make a 12-12, heal up to full.
And hope your opponent can't do 35, which is pretty likely on 8. I think it's possible, but really incredibly unlikely. If you get some guild traders and phoenixes and things, and then you get double bloom.
Ooh, if he was debating on whether or not to hero power and push the 2 or trade the need for greed. Ended up trading the need for greed, and this is a lesson, folks. You never miss the 2. You never miss the 2. Fr0zen would have been delightfully rewarded with a glide placed perfectly in the outcast position next turn.
He'll be fine.
There's no way he could have known that, but
yeah. The only way to tell you Fr0zen he's made a mistake ever is to wait until whatever he does mathematically goes wrong. Yeah, waiting.
Zapper, landslide is 12.
Sure.
Oh my goodness.
And then, even though he played correctly, you have the absolute moral high ground because it didn't work out for him. Just no matter what his argument is, no matter how he explains then how he played correctly, it's like, yeah, but you lost. And that's it. That always wins all Hearthstone arguments. Yeah, but you lost. Whether it's somebody being rude to you on ladder, whatever it is, yeah, but you lost.
Well, actually, how it worked out is maybe he doesn't even want to get the outcast glide. He wanted to cast the one from his hand from the get-go, so I'm just going to self-glide. Hops on his hang glider.
Yep.
Glides right over GamerRvg, acts like he's going to pick him up, and then
just keeps gliding.
As he glides right by, you can just hear him say, it echoes in the distance, psych!
I haven't heard that for a while. All right. Curtis next turn into need for greed into combo kill.
We've had nature.
Magic? Yeah, I've heard of it.
Sure.
It's been all 3. Yeah, it's been all 3. Okay.
Okay, so you'll need 1 or 2 more burn spells. Quite a lot of stuff there, though. Towards an OTK. Is going to need to primordial into a guild trader at some point, most likely, though.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot. Oh. Oh, totemic? No. Oh yeah, totemic.
She's like, glide this as he empties all of his cards.
Yep.
Aim for the wheels.
Ah, it's lethal. Wait, no?
4, 8, 12.
12? It is lethal, yeah. It's 24.
Yeah, it's lethal.
Yeah. At first I thought there wasn't going to be enough health on board. But there actually is.
Yeah.
A lot of times there's not at this point in the game, but the totemic reflection on the taunt totem, 12 health is actually a lot being spread across there. So kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't in that situation, right? GamerRvg emptying his hand to try and play around glide. But that also put enough stats on board for Fr0zen to just be able to get there.
Yeah, plus I don't think GamerRvg was ever getting... realistically, I know it's possible. I think I've seen over 30 done a couple of times. But realistically, when you're on a clock, you don't get more than sort of 26, 28 from the Shaman without getting some minion damage in. I know it's possible. People will tell me it's possible. I know it's possible. But In the real world, where you're trying to actually win a game, it's more likely you stick a couple of minions, your opponent doesn't kill them, and you get a bit of extra chip in. Get rid of that armor, just make it a little bit easier for 30 is so much more likely.
Yeah. Yep. But I think that GamerRvg put up a good performance. That was some solid play. Just it felt like the Quest Rogue wasn't getting it done where it needed to. Like a couple of crucial losses put him in a spot where he had to defeat this Questfeld Demon Hunter 3 times in a row, which is a tough task. So, but 2 wins, won the group, and took it all the way to Game 5 in the quarterfinals. That's a pretty good for a first week of Grandmasters. However, everyone counts in 2022, and with only a 3-week regular season, we'll have to pick it up in weeks 2 and 3. Wants a shot at glory, at not only qualifying to playoffs, having a shot at going to the World Championship, but also making it to Season 2 and having an additional shot.
Shot at glory because he's always in the final, so that's who you're going to have a shot at.
Apparently.
He just lives in the World Championship final waiting for you. What a lineup for tomorrow. Fled, Luna, Dreadeye, Fr0zen, 2 of the very old guard, 2 of the very good new guard going against each other.
Yeah, probably the 2 most consistent new Grandmasters versus 2 of the most consistent old Grandmasters.
And how do I word this? I'm just going to say it. Both of them, of Luna and Fr0zen, really looking up for playing really hard this year. They both seem super focused. They both seem really up for it. And I think that's not necessarily always been 100%